Charleston is a historically rich city with a lot of urban beauty and a very unique culture. What makes us unique from the West Coast is our barrier island. While we're in the middle of the tectonic plate, they are on the edge. And us being in the middle creates the barrier island. Another unique feature we have is barbell estuaries. They form behind barrier islands or sand spits. They're generally shallow and are found behind Folly Beach or Kiowa Island or any one of our barrier islands. We also have Drowned River Valley estuaries. They occur when the sea level rises substantially and fills former river valleys. Most East Coast estuaries are DRV estuaries. Our barrier islands and our estuary have a lot of biodiversity. However, pollution is killing us. Plastic pollution.
The plastic pollution problem is how in the past 50 years, mass productions of plastic have entered both our oceans as well as our land, killing off many animals as well as affecting some of our foods.
Scientists from the nonprofit Five Gyres concluded in 2014 that about 5 trillion pieces of plastic are present in the ocean, floating and not.
According to the United Nations, there are about 46,000 pieces of plastic per square mile in our oceans, or in kilometers, about 17,760 pieces of plastic per square kilometer. But however, this number does not account for microplastics or plastics that are not even floating in our oceans.
Regardless, the repercussions of plastic are visible. Marine animals choking on plastic pieces, animals constrained by plastic bags, or can holders clogging in an animal's digestive system, and especially for us, toxins absorbed by plastic accumulating in the food chain and entering our own food.
However, due to the varying size of plastic, from plastic bags to microns of plastic, it's incredibly difficult to monitor every piece that's in our ocean.
We interviewed Francesca at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration to listen to her opinions on the plastic pollution problem and microplastics.
Okay, so what are those microplastics and how do they harm marine mammals or marine life in general?
Right, so the research is still up and coming, and so we don't have a lot of definite answers about any of this yet, and that's why it's so interesting. And I think a lot of people are really interested to figure out different and creative ways to study these things because they're so abundant and we're measuring them in the water and in the sediments in the ocean, but we really don't know that much. For the smaller organisms, they can eat them, they can clog maybe gills and affect them in different ways like that. But you know, I'm looking at microplastics in dolphins, and it's a hard question because you think something so small, how can it affect something so big? But it's interesting. It's a question that needs definitely to be addressed, you know?
Microbeads show that not every plastic is visible, and not just our food is at risk. They have entered several parts of our lives. Even if not harmful, it's still scary to know that plastic is going in and on our body.
The plastic pollution problem, however, is not just killing off maybe us or even animals, but it's also hurting our sense of pride, and that we don't have a coastline or an environment to be proud of.
It's scary to know that our lives not only just become easy with plastic, but dependable.
How would you suggest solving the problem on plastic pollution?
It's definitely a problem that isn't going to be, you know, it's not going to be a quick fix because it's just been years and years of producing plastics, and plastics are just such a huge part of our life. And it's, you know, I can't turn around and say, well, let's just stop using plastics because, you know, technology is at the place where we can find things that are more sustainable and biodegradable and used, but they're so integrated into our life. So we're going to have to find a way to kind of find better materials, but also just work on, you know, recycling and how important it is to get that message out to everyone that we need to recycle and we need to be careful with our litter and where it ends up, because usually it ends up in the ocean.
In conclusion, plastic pollution has become a huge problem in our oceans. We can prevent this by addressing it in the group and individually.